Today we're talking hognose snakes. What is going on, YouTube? I got some on my glasses. Alright, so before I get into hognose snakes, I actually want to talk about two things. First thing is I'm actually trying to get an affiliate or a sponsor right now, and the reason I'm in the works of trying to get this sponsor is because, so there's a little story. Hopefully you guys follow along. If not, go ahead and skip ahead if you don't want to. I went to Lowe's probably last week sometime, and I was just buying supplies for, building the building outside, and I noticed that, I don't know if it was just the way everybody, appeared or if the way they came off at me or whatever, but the customers, the employees, now I will say that it was like 8 o'clock at night. It was probably time for them, like I think Lowe's closes at 9 or something like that, so they were probably just ready to go home. But this is the way that it appeared to me. Everyone at that store, every single person, customers, employees, every single person just gave off a bad vibe. They looked unhappy. They just seemed as if they were not having a good day. And I told my wife about it. I was like, she was like, "Oh, how was Lowe's?" I said, actually, it was pretty weird. Everybody looked mad. Everybody looked like they were having a terrible day for some reason. I would smile at people. I'm like the type of person that if I see you and we make eye contact, I smile. I don't care. So I smiled at people, make eye contact. Nobody would smile back. It was kind of a weird situation, a weird energy that I was kind of feeling from everybody. So it made me think that there was, I know people are like, oh, the world, the economy, whatever, it's just a negative place right now. And it's kind of true. And the reason I want to get this sponsor, so I'm actually looking at getting a sponsor with BetterHelp, or I'm looking at getting a sponsor with Headspace. Both of these are online therapy companies. And essentially the reason I want to get these sponsors, or one or the other, is because I want people to express themselves without having, how do I put this? I guess express themselves without having any repercussions for the way they express themselves. So that's usually what people go to therapy about, is so they can express themselves without any repercussions, without any judgment or anything like that. So I'm trying to get one of these sponsors because I think, even though this is a reptile channel, I think mental health is very important. And I myself I've went into therapy before and just talked about things. I had like 4 sessions and just talked about things that were just eating me up inside, about my childhood, about my family, and just stuff that I felt like I needed to tell someone. And I could tell my wife all day about it, but it just wouldn't be the same, because I don't want her to judge my family. I don't want her to judge anybody that's in my family because of things that I say. So essentially, it was way better to go to therapy than it was to just talk to someone that you love about it. And obviously, I love my family, and I have no ill towards my family. It's just, there was things that bothered me growing up, and things that I just needed to talk to somebody. So that's why I'm trying to get these sponsors, because I think mental health is very important, and I just feel like, that's something everyone needs to at least think about, So that's the reason I'm trying to get these sponsors. Now, the second thing I want to talk about is I have been burnt out on YouTube. And YouTube, I'm sorry everyone that watches these videos. I'm sorry everyone that subscribed to me. I've been burnt out. That's what, besides the fact that I have so much going on, that's probably another thing that's caused me to be burnt out. But I just can't make videos with enthusiasm, and I don't like that. So I'm trying to get to a point where I'm happy to make videos. And I was talking to someone this morning, and I was just talking to them, and I was like, yeah, man, I appreciate that you've been watching my videos, and I appreciate that I'm helping you and everything. It's just been so drama-filled. This community, this society, this social media is so drama-filled that I kind of just wanted to back off a little bit. And he was like, you know what? Forget what everybody says. You do you. You're doing a great job, blah, blah, blah. And essentially, he was like, you've helped me. I didn't know anything about bearded dragons until I started watching your videos, and you've helped me want to get a bearded dragon. Not only want to get a bearded dragon, but be prepared enough to get a bearded dragon. So he was like, I just want to thank you and all that. And I was just like, dang. For every, one dramatic person that is out there, and there is one dramatic person out there, If you go to almost every video that I've ever posted, there's always one dislike every single time. Like, it does not fail. And I'm like, who the heck is this person disliking my videos over and over and over again? Like, it's every single video, at least one dislike, every single video. And it's almost like, you know, that's like 170 videos that one person is just going through and saying dislike, dislike. Are they even watching it? So it's almost like, come on, it's just one person. It's crazy. Blows my mind. But there's, yeah, just one person being dramatic and being against you doesn't like equal out to the amount of people that you're probably helping with your content. And that's essentially what I got from it. And so I'm going to try to get back into it as enthused as I always have been, you know, because I'm a character. I move my hands. I talk to the camera weird. People like it. People like that I'm up front and I don't care about what anybody says. So I guess whatever. But this video is not about that. This video is about hognose snakes. Now, I want to talk about hognose snakes in a way that is trying to differentiate them from ball pythons. Because I always stand in front of the ball pythons because this is a better background than having a bunch of enclosures and stuff like that. So essentially, hognoses are very good pets. However, if you compare them to ball pythons, they are work. Oh my gosh, they're so much work. So, ball python, feed them once a week, call it a day. Sometimes you can go 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month without feeding them, and they will be perfectly fine because they prefer being inside of these dark areas, whether it be a hide in an enclosure or one of these tubs. And essentially, hognoses are the opposite. I have hognoses that if I do not feed them on that day, you do not dare put your hand inside of that enclosure. It's crazy. All right, so before I get into that, I have a new hognose that I want to talk about. And essentially this hognose here, it's super sweet. It's so crazy because I have 4 hognoses now. And this hognose in particular has never hissed at me, has never tried to bite me, and this is the only one out of the 4 that does not care if I hold it. It's crazy. And she's just as big as the other one, and that I'm also going to show you. But this is, I mean, I was surprised because out of the 4 hognoses now, she is the only one that I can just pick up and nothing happens. No hiss, no nothing. I just got to make sure I grab her and she knows that I'm grabbing her. Like right now when I pulled her out, I had to touch her, let her know, hey, you know, I'm about to grab you. But other than that, she didn't care. Like she didn't hiss, she didn't flare up, she didn't do anything. As long as I touched her, she looked up, I grabbed her. That was practically it. So super sweet. The theme with the hognose snakes as of right now is space theme. So I have Comet and I have, I forgot the name of the other one. Somebody told me the name and I forgot to put it on the labels and now I can't remember the name. But it essentially had to do with the Comet. What was the name? It wasn't Orion. I can't remember the name. I'll have to look it up because it was in one of my comments on Facebook and they were like, oh, you should name it this because, you know. So, there you go. I'm going to figure out a name for this one. It's going to be space theme. Maybe Nebula. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe Jupiter. Ooh, I like Jupiter. Jupiter. Hey, I kind of like Jupiter. Cool. All right. Jupiter it is. So she's named Jupiter now. So we got a Comet, we got a Jupiter, and one of them is named, I just can't remember the name for some reason now. But yeah, now let's go talk about the different hognoses and what their personality is like compared to a ball python. So this is Comet. This little guy here is a super conda exanthic het albino. And the reason he got the name Comet is because I made a video not that long ago, and in the video he was just hissing at me and getting all mad, and I told him to comment. And somehow, when I said Comet, like Comet down, I was like, wait, that's his name. His name is Comet. And ever since, that's been the theme with is just space themes. Of course, I caught him in mid-shed, so he does have a little bit of shed going on his back right there. But this is Comet. With this guy, I'll show you. I actually have to wear gloves because he's a little mean. So I do have to wear gloves because he's mean. So I have to wear utility gloves so I don't get bit. But that's Comet. And this is the youngest snake I have. He's actually a year in August of 2024. Depending on when you guys watch this video, you guys might watch this video in 2025 and be like, oh my God. But yeah, he is 1 in August of 2024. Super nice. I do love the way he looks. I just hate his attitude. And it's not always bad. It's just whenever he hasn't eaten. And because he was in shed, he hasn't eaten. And because he's in shed, he's also pretty mad about it. You can see how he's reacting just to me recording him. So his name is Comet because one time I told him to calm it down, and that was it. Now his name is Comet. They think they're all big and bad. Look at this. Compared to my hand, this is how big this guy is. So he thinks he's big and bad, but he's actually tiny. He's probably like, I don't know, 7-8 inches or something like that. He's pretty small. I'll have to measure him. Actually, I haven't measured him in a long time. I haven't even weighed him in a long time. The last time I weighed him, he only weighed 15 grams. It's probably closer to 20 by now. But there he is, Comet. Now let's go look at the second youngest snake in the group, 4. Let's go. The second snake is Jupiter. So Jupiter is a Conda, albino, head xanthic, and she is super sweet. No hissing, no flaring, no trying to bite, nothing. Just as friendly as can be. She is a character. Come on, let's go back this way. Let's go back towards the camera view, okay? So, super sweet, like I said. I don't know what it is about her. She don't care if she hasn't. She actually did not eat Tuesday. So, she should be hungry, but she does not care, and she don't try to bite me. So, super cute, super sweet, super active, if you can't tell. Look at that. Oh my gosh, she just moves. Nice. Pretty happy with this snake, actually, so I can't wait for her to get bigger, because the big hognose that I have, she's mean too. So I want at least one big hognose that doesn't care if I hold it. She'll get there eventually. She actually turned 1 June 2024. So that's the month we're on right now. But yeah, she just turned 1. And she will be paired to Comet eventually. So pretty nice. Pretty nice. I love it. Now let's go look at the third snake. Now, before I go to the third snake, I do want to talk about one thing is these require a lot of work compared to ball pythons. Ball pythons are pretty smooth sailing. They're not too picky about the substrate. It's pretty simple to keep them, honestly. But hognoses, for some reason, I feel like they're a little bit more difficult. I'm not saying they're extremely difficult. Like a ball python is probably a beginner snake versus a hognose. I would consider that intermediate because they do require special care. And some of them don't like to eat unless they're eating a certain scent. So this girl, I know for sure she was eating frog reptilinks, and she was also eating frozen pinky mice. So I haven't tried feeding her a frog reptilink yet, but maybe I should because she probably wants one. Probably wants one of those instead of a freaking frozen pinky mouse. So, all right. Now, let's go look at the third snake. The other thing I noticed about hognoses is that they can smell fear. And I don't know. That's kind of a joke, really. But every time I grab this girl, I'm always scared she's going to try to bite me. So I think she can smell fear. But she is always trying to eat. Every single time I put my hand in there, she thinks it's food. But sometimes she doesn't care. Like today, I grabbed her. She didn't hiss. She didn't do anything. I'm like, it's almost like she's trying to act good for the camera. But other than that, she's always ready to eat my finger. So I don't know what's up with her. Yeah, normally I do that and she hisses at me. So it's kind of crazy. Kind of crazy. Kind of blowing my mind right now that she's not tripping out about me touching her. So this girl here is a Toffee Belly het albino. She will also be paired to Comet. I don't have a name for her yet. Trying to find a name that matches her attitude. But yeah, look how cool they are. You can tell she's fat. Look at, she got a thick body. She eats. That's all she ever wants to do is eat. She don't ever want to play. She just eats. Where's your head? There you go. She also got a mean look to her. Look at her. She just looks mean. She just looks mean. But regardless of being mean or not, she is beautiful. Also, let's talk about why they call it a Toffee Belly. So if you look at it, Toffee Belly, because it looks like toffee. So, pretty neat. Looks like toffee. Look at that. She's also, I think this one here is probably like 18 months old, maybe almost 2 years. Maybe she is 2 years. I don't remember exactly what her birthday is. But she was born in 2022. So she could be 2 years. She could be almost 2 years. But pretty nice. Now let's go put her back and grab the fourth snake. Massive. She's probably like 400 grams. The last one I just showed, she was probably like 150, 170 grams. So this one's over two times that size. Most of it is just girth. You can see she's way thicker. Super thick. This girl here is a het. This is a normal het, albino het axanthic. Also known as snow. So pretty neat. And for some reason today, the only one that showed out was Comet, the axanthic superconda. All the other ones acted like they've always been held and had no problem being held. This girl didn't even hiss at me. She usually at least hisses at me. Other than that, she don't really care. To be held, that's literally her one thing, is to make sure she isn't held. She'd rather not be held and be left alone. That's really all she cares about. She's not like food driven or anything like that, like the last one. The last one's always about food. But other than that, she's pretty good. So, as long as I can grab her after the hiss, we're on good terms. But usually she hisses first. But today, no hiss, nothing at all. She just went on with what I was doing. No problem. So I guess what I have to do in order to grab my hognoses is pull the camera out, because they're all camera friendly. They're not camera shy. They'll show their best side when they're on the camera. So, there you go. Big girl. She will also be paired to Comet. As of right now, every hognose that I have will be paired to Comet. Because why not? Comet's the only male I have. And he's still little, so there's a long time before he can do anything, but he's all I got. Normal hognoses still look so awesome. Alright. If you made it this far into the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything that I put out in the future. As always, peace.